Zambia has recorded an improvement in its financial inclusion index from 37.3% in 2009 to 59.3% in 2015. According to the 2015 FinScope report, Zambia's improvement in financial inclusion covers both the formal and informal aspect. However, the major challenge that remains is access to information on financial services, and at the same time, people in rural areas face difficulties in accessing financial services. On today's News In-Depth program, Ruth Kamwi looks at the extent of financial exclusion in Lukulu District of Western Province, and she'll also be highlighting how women in Lusaka are stepping up to ensure that they have access to financial services. Welcoming you to this week's News In-Depth program, my name is Penifa Nyirenda.
Lukulu, popularly known as the Town of Plenty, is one of the oldest districts in Western Province of Zambia. With a population of 69,176 as of January 2017, Lukulu is also the mother to the newly created district of Mitete. The district also shares its boundaries with Zambezi, Kabompo, and Mumfumbwe in the northwestern province, and an international boundary with Angola. It prides in having plenty of water as it is situated on the banks of the Zambezi River. Its people are known to engage in trading, fishing, and farming for their livelihood.
We have so many projects. We have a cashew project which has come again. And this project, Lukulu has not left out. We are targeting of 6,000 farmers. Each farmer will be given 100 plants to plant a hectare. And even medicines. Everything. So I think Lukulu is well placed. And
the district has, however, had its fair share of challenges. Despite its pull factor of having a large and fast-growing population, Lukulu is a financially vulnerable and excluded district. It has only one bank, NatSafe, to serve the farming community and residents. Equally absent are the automated teller machines to facilitate transactions across banks. Consequently, most of its residents do not have access to either formal or informal financial services. Njekwa Wamnyima is a small-scale trader who owns a stand at the market. Njekwa tells me that he keeps his money at home because his bank account is with a commercial bank in Mongu. Mongu, the provincial headquarters, is at least 110 kilometers or a drive of about 2 hours 30 minutes from Lukulu. This means that his full participation in economic activities is determined by how often he is able to travel to Mongu to access funds.
Into my bank account, and look at what in Kwama. Quaking kwa Mongo, Chopana could work out in my sharing out in a mamma. Now, to my bank to mutual.
This situation affects both those in the formal and informal sectors. My visit to Lukulu coincided with the payday for most public service workers. While Amanda Msonda, a nurse at Lukulu General Hospital, lamented that it is not easy to access a salary.
It's not easy anyway when we get our salaries, because sometimes you find that maybe where we get here, you find that there's no money. Meanwhile, you need the money to use it. So sometimes it's very difficult. The other alternative we have is the Zapit. Yes, if you find somebody who's got money in their Zapit account, then you can zap it them and then they can give you the cash. And then the other one, unless you travel.
Kelvin Kaonga, another public service worker, has similar challenges.
In terms of accessing our pay, it's not that easy. because most of the time our bank, which is here, sometimes doesn't have money. So those that are banking with it would rather get their money from there and put it in another bank. And again, we use this man Mr. Mtondo's, I call it ATM or something. This is an Zanako one, which is, when it's good, it's okay. When it's bad, then many of us are affected.
However, these burdens are being made easier by Mr. Mtondo, who's an agent for the Zambia National Commercial Bank. On days such as this one, when public service workers are getting paid, Mr. Mtondo's shop is the busiest in town. He tells me that he has to open his shop at 07 hours in the morning and close down at about 20 hours in the evening. And this goes on for about 5 days as he services even those from Mitete and Zambezi districts.
Hizi knows as an agent. Ono kuyakapila ilo ya watu. Uona kulikambi watu kwa kona kama watisida branch. Wansa kuli manyando wona matu. Bikambo tande ni wona watu service ya watu kwa baifumana kana kwa yeo. Kana kwa chwana neza anezi service fera Lukulu inosi. Neza service Zambezi, part of Zambezi West, Mitete District, Lukulu, the district of Makai, Amalalo, Nino Sifela as another agent.
Notwithstanding the few mobile money outlets dotted around the town center, some residents of Lukulu have no idea how to use them for their benefit. These women selling second-hand clothes in the town center do not know that they can save funds through the mobile money service.
Nikakulikikaka inyani aulu hakuna hape kwa kuweza kuliape ukabulu kiape waisape kwa maoda wanga fela kateni kaka inyani kona kolucha kolule kabu hobe ni busunso kaka siala hape waisa kakapito hape waisa kwa maoda hakuna rusanani ona mapoko to na achwa kula Alexanga ma 2 weeks fela kipeto wa matape uyono pano pana achwa hape cho hakuna kwa kuli wabuluke na kwa abuluka aiyo nubonanga kuli na kwa kiye kuswane aulu mwakona kutabela kuli munani ni mukwa wakuli neba fera kuli 10 kwacha mwaposa mwateni chwalo 10 kwacha mwaposa mwateni mwakona kutabela pe zomkona kuitabela tabaye king lokona kuitabela uneba kuli alunaliseri hande mwateni kono haba njikuli balutalusi zande mwiswanela hande lokona kuwekeza kweza cholo ni luna.
This situation in simple terms is referred to as financial exclusion. The opposite, which is financial inclusion, is access to financial services or the ability for people to access and use of wide range and quality financial services affordably. The Bank of Zambia is aware of the challenges that rural communities face. Bank of Zambia Assistant Director Financial Sector Development, Musapenda Piri, says through the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, government is working at taking financial services to all parts of the country.
The Honorable Minister of Finance recently launched the National Financial Sector Development Policy in November 2017, together with the National Financial Inclusion Strategy. And these two documents basically form the national position in terms of financial sector development and within that financial inclusion. Alongside this, we also have the Rural Finance Expansion Program, which is responsible for the rural finance policy and strategy. So there is a deliberate effort to try and expand financial services in rural areas. If you're going to provide a service with modern technology, you must be able to tap into technology that will allow you to provide real-time service. Some parts of the country are still not yet covered. Of course, this is something that ZICTA is working on, and we think that in the next few years, a large part of the country will be covered, and this will be a thing of the past.
The financial inclusion index in this country has increased from 37.3% in 2009 to 59.3% in 2015. And the rural population accounted for 50.2%, while the urban adult was represented by 70.3%. Mr. Piri explains that the figures represent both the formal and informal type of financial inclusion.
In the new policy and strategy, the target is to increase formal and informal financial services to at least 80% by 2022, and of which this number we expect that 70% should be in the formal financial sector. Formal, basically, I mean, to put it in simple terms, refers to access of financial services and products under institutions that are licensed and registered by a government regulator. So in this case, you'd be looking at Bank of Zambia, which is responsible for banks and non-bank financial institutions. You'd be looking at pensions and insurance companies under the Pensions and Insurance Authority. And you'd also be looking at capital market players under the Securities and Exchange Commission, so the stock exchange, people who are participating in those form of activities.
And informal?
Informal would be then the savings groups, the user group savings groups, either chilimbas or in some institutions, employees come together and put resources together either for saving or for lending. In markets, again, you have these savings clubs.
The Financial Sector Deepening Zambia is one organization that is working to champion financial inclusion. Policy advisor Charity Chikumbi says the increase in access to financial services is partly due to the use of digital financial services, among others.
Another thematic area is the rural agriculture finance. In that space, we train small-scale farm holdings for them to have skills to broaden their farm. We're working with FISIP in farming implements, trying to see how that can also be digitized so that funds arrive at the farmers in good time. So we also work with the medium and small enterprises. We offer a diploma in SME to banks so that they are skilled in handling the small business people, because we realize these are the key to drive financial growth, economic growth. So we offer capacity building to them, and we support them in their policy build up into that. We also are involved in insurance. In insurance, we do sector coordination with PIA. We do some capacity building in that area also, and we just engage all the stakeholders so that there's collaboration in the industry.
In Lusaka, Financial Sector Deepening Zambia is helping women realize their potential to save money through savings groups. At Mtendere Market, the Tigwidizane Savings Group is one such project. It was started in November 2017 with about 12 members. I caught up with them during one of their meetings. The women took me through their activities and explained that they have 3 financial products on offer: the Savings Fund, Social Fund, and the Loan Fund. The group has set rules which they strictly follow every time they meet. For instance, they identify themselves by a number, which then acts like a bank account. They are each required to remember how much they saved the last time they met, failure to which one is penalized. They have set a minimum saving amount of 20 kwacha and a maximum 200 kwacha to be deposited into their savings box every time they meet. Sarah Banda is the chairperson. She explains in detail how they go about their savings.
Kuyamba mamesina ambira programu hii bamene banachoka mamana titachabe disappoint ni bamozi na weve seze disappoint yakuti banakangiwa iyai banabawa pezeka bamba business yo enda. So kulingana mamene tinapangira malamulo mu constitution yatu kuti ngati saving 3 weeks nishiwe muntu afunika kuchoka. so tinapatanga na problem whereby muntu uja anakwanisa 3 weeks sa saving and ramage, so tinaona tizanga na problem so jamulinde mumetina bwata muchosera tinakamba ti achoke, and then akachoka nikubona mkutenga ndrama zake za mina saving afuka mulamulo ametina pangana mu constitution yatu ni yakutsinga ati muntu sa saving for 3 weeks ashitamonga chabe azichosa eka paja, so ya jama ndrama meti zaka ashita pasha uti eve saza kankalapo olo anatenga ko maloni which kaipaja ngatatenga ko loan, which means moja interest yake ilimu, so tinapangana pametina yamba chani program itinapangana kuti ngati muntu achoka before share out kulibe kutenga ko ndrama zimeti gavana but azatenga zizamina saving ni zake.
The group has gone a step further to open a bank account with one of the commercial banks. Mrs. Banda says they decided to do so after realizing that it was not safe to keep a huge amount of money in this box.
So tinasegula account, joint account na money account abamozi wametini na muno mu group ma signature ali kujani yatu tababili. But apa pameti maenda mkishita deposit tima uza member ali wonsa enda mkupereka and then na receipt tirangiza ti yali mu box so hapa. So kwenda mkishita withdraw kuja ku bank bana kambira tukuti po bora wishita withdraw ndrama izi mufunika kubwera so cha bevani muna bwerera babili.
And when it comes to the benefits, the women testify that it has been easy to grow their businesses using the loans that they give to each other.
Chokera mwametina yambira, kulibe mundu wametina onataenda mkungala kunyumba just cause ati alibendra matima tandizirana pamene mpeza ati alibe pena ngukunoloni asiriza atenga then kuja business yake stana ni booming. So ubwino wamenona mwana kuti business yatu tiyo natienda pasogolo stibwerera kumbuyo iyai.
In 2010 I changed my business when I lost the money. I changed the business, started selling shoes. So from that time until date, I'm selling second-hand shoes. And from these shoes, I'm benefiting a lot. Yes, I can't complain. No, I'm doing the best in selling shoes. I wanted just to boost my business as well. No wonder I joined this group. I want from this stage, which we started, until I think next year, I think I'll expand my business from this to another level.
The women in the Tugwidizane Savings Group have worked hard to ensure that they add to the numbers of those that are financially included. The 2015 FinScope report indicates that 53% of women are financially excluded. The step by the women to integrate their informal savings group into the formal financial sector by opening a bank account is in line with government's policy to bring the unbanked and underserved population into the formal sector. The policy is enshrined in the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, which was launched by the Minister of Finance in November 2017. And under the Bank of Zambia 2016 to 2017 Strategic Plan Initiative on Rural Finance, the Central Bank is working with financial services providers to formalize at least 2 women saving groups in each of the 10 provinces by 2019. Bank of Zambia Deputy Governor Dr. Mabula Kankasa is passionate about women financial inclusion. She tells me that activities to build capacity within the financial institutions on how to design and implement programs to offer women a holistic value proposition are in place.
As a central bank, you heard that we do have a strategic objective to increase formal financial inclusion by 16 percentage points. And the activities that are being undertaken by the central bank include measures to deliberately try to increase the women's financial inclusion. And one of those is that we are collaborating with the International Labour Organization, which has a tool called the Farmers Check tool, which sensitizes financial service providers to look at how well are they serving women as a market segment. And so far we have actually undertaken that check within a number of banks, And the greatest result of that is the awareness that it's creating on the need for them to look at, how well are they serving the women's market segment. But as a central bank, we have also put in place capacity building interventions. Last year, we had the Global Banking Alliance All Africa Star Academy that was held in Livingstone, where a number of banks participated in how they can develop a women's market strategy. And we are taking various measures to try and ensure that awareness is created on the need for the women's access to finance to be considered along with general access to finance by men as well as enterprises. And one other intervention that we are putting in place is next year, we are beginning to train women's leadership regarding financial inclusion. And we're going to start with 5 banks. And this training is going to take high-flying women in decision-making positions as well as entrepreneurs and give them an opportunity and a platform to interact. And we are hoping that initiative is actually going to give the financial service providers an opportunity to have a greater appreciation of what are women's financing needs.
Dr. Mabula is hopeful that more women will be financially included with the provisions in the National Financial Inclusion Strategy.
The best thing also about this National Financial Inclusion Strategy is that it has a monitoring and evaluation framework. And as everyone says, what gets measured gets done. So it's very, very important that we do have this framework within which to work and which can then be monitored to see how well are we doing. Come 2022, what difference would we have made? And we do appreciate, some people may ask, but why are we making a fuss about this? We do appreciate that really access to finance results into greater wealth creation as well as sustainable development. So that's why we are anxious that everyone should be financially included. And the government itself is bringing the general population into the financial sector, even with things such as the e-voucher system and other payments, government to people payments. And we are anxious to make sure that the women are equally included and not left behind.
And to complement what the central bank is doing, other organizations have also realized the need to increase financial literacy levels. The Stella Project is one such organization working with various groups to increase literacy levels. Through the Power in the Purse project, the organization has reached out to 300 women so far. The initiator of the project, Stella Sata, aims high.
We have reached out to over 300 women, of which 70 of those was directly. They were involved with us. They went through a training or they participated in a market day. And then for the marketeers, we managed to directly impact 40 last year. And this year we're doing a larger project which we are looking to hopefully reach 1,500 in Lusaka and Kawe. So those are the numbers that we've reached so far. We started this project last year in May, so the numbers are good considering it hasn't even been a year since we started the financial education project. And we're looking forward to growing it and scaling it. If you see, last year we only did Lusaka, but in 2018 we're moving to Kawe, so we're looking to go to other provinces.
And back in Lukulu District, these women hope to be empowered one day with information on how to use the various financial services, either formally or informally. And the assurance is that the National Financial Inclusion Strategy covers their needs through the underserved segments that include rural residents, women, and the youth. And this is expected to be done through the vision of universal access and usage of a broad range of quality and affordable financial services.
that is where we conclude this week's presentation of News in Depth, where Ruth Kamwe has been profiling Zambia's financial inclusion services in as far as financial exclusion for residents of Lukulu District, and an initiative that is being implemented in Lusaka by a group of women. We do hope that you found the program informative. Next week on News in Depth, we look at the legume seed sector with particular focus on value addition as well as the challenge of seed recycling. Make a date with us yet again on News in Depth. I've been your presenter, Penny Fanyarenda, saying goodbye and God bless you.